Some feel that Neighbours is an unsatisfactory film. The mixture of over-simple philosophy and the surprising violence is an uneasy one. At the same time, the animation technique applied to people is occasionally whimsical rather than playful. At any rate, this film you're watching now, Spheres, is much more characteristic of his later work. Though the picture was made 20 years ago, the music was only added recently. It took McLaren 20 years to decide that he wouldn't be doing Bach an injustice. Spheres is cool and abstract, and it's fascinated with geometric much more than animal movements and activity. McLaren has never returned to the theme of Neighbours.
No. That's because the life I lead here doesn't bring it out of me. You see, I shuttle back and forth between home and the National Film Board, and lead a relatively quiet existence with a few intimate friends, and I'm not out in the world meeting people or in a different culture. And the only films in which I'm concerned, which concern human beings, apart from some very early films, is Neighbours, Cherry Tale, and Pas de Deux.
Cherry Tale is the story of a man who goes to sit in a chair, and the chair animates itself and responds by not wanting him to sit on it.
Yes.
Do you have feelings of sympathy for inanimate objects equal to your feelings for animate ones?
I have sympathy for things that are sat upon.
Like Chinese villagers?
Yes, the exploited, the underdog.
And yet your films have not really exploited this theme very much. Is it because you're a fatalist in some way, that you don't think it's worth?
No, it's because I get interested in abstraction. I've always been interested in abstraction since the age of about 14 or 15. I think it's a very important area too. It's like music, which is an abstraction. It doesn't refer to things outside of itself. So I've been really concerned about exploring the field of abstraction. In other words, visual ideas that do not refer to anything outside of themselves.
Like music, it doesn't refer to things outside of itself. In 1959, McLaren was invited to visualize graphically for the Canadian Music Journal 6 musical forms, the canon, the fugue, and so on. The page we're looking at explains even to non-musicians how the rondo is made up of a refrain and several couplets, illustrated by McLaren's drawings. This spiral snail shell is the refrain itself. Then there are the couplets, funny ones, complicated ones, gay ones, and sad ones. Once again, McLaren draws in order to help us to hear. The eye hears, and the ear sees. So there are animal-like movements in animation where shapes dance and weave, hop like hens or get angry like people. And there's the other kind of movement where shapes imitate geometry. Perhaps McLaren's work's leaning now towards the latter, preferring, like music, not to refer to things outside itself.
I don't know how it's come about, but I've made a series of films, vertical lines, horizontal lines, mosaic, and my last film, Spheres, have all been geometric. And I must say that I'm very fascinated by the op movement in painting. But that it wasn't the op movement in painting that made me do those films. I just made it. It's part of maybe the spirit of the age that we live in, the decade that we're passing through, where we exploit the possibilities of geometry, intricate geometry.